Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. Ghana's private sector is in high hopes as Finance Minister Dr. Kasia Latufosen prepares to present the 2025 budget in Parliament tomorrow with a call for stability of the macroeconomic indicators. Senior country partner of the accounting and finance firm PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana, Vish Ashiagbostel's Joy Business, expectations are high, hence the need for government to inspire hope in the private sector.
Well, expectation of businesses are for the government to do exactly what George outlined earlier, to cut expenditure where it's not actually required. So that term he used, wasteful expenditure cuts, I think would be most welcome. But again, as I said in my initial comment, it's all about initiatives that provide stability and predictability. As you know, Pius, business people like a certain sense of predictability and certainty so they can plan. So everybody's looking forward to that. Everybody's looking forward to government consolidating its resources and putting it behind certain key sectors like agric, like infrastructure, so that we don't spread ourselves too thin. If we can do just a few things properly, let's focus on those, get them done properly, and then also partner with the private sector by creating that environment that will allow the private sector to also play its part and maybe take some of the load off government in terms of financing, for example, capital expenditure, through PPP arrangements and such like. So I think there's a lot of optimism out there, and we wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Away from the 2025 budget, growth rate for the fourth quarter of 2024 dropped to 3.6% from 7.2% in the third quarter of 2024. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim attributes the fall in the growth rate of the fourth quarter to contraction in various sectors, including mining and quarrying. More in this report.
The service sector continued to be the largest of the Ghanaian economy, with a share of 47% of gross domestic product at basic prices. This is followed by the industry and agriculture having recorded a growth rate of 30.8% and 22.2% respectively. Here is government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim.
We look at GDP, NGNI per capita, given the 1 trillion Ghana cedis that was recorded in the year 2024, and with our current population projection of about 33 million persons in Ghana, GDP per capita in the year 2024 was 35,632, NGNI per capita was 34,344. So this is the gross domestic product per person, given our population projections figures for 2024. Highlights of Q4 GDP estimates. In the last quarter of 2024, in current terms, GDP oil estimate was 331 billion Ghana cedis, and in constant terms was 53 billion Ghana cedis relative to 51 billion Ghana cedis that was recorded for the same time in 2023. From a non-oil perspective, the current GDP value for the last quarter of 2024 stood at 324 billion Ghana cedis, and in constant terms, having adjusted for the effect of price changes, GDP in the last quarter of 2024 stood at 50 billion Ghana cedis. From a GDP at basic prices perspective, we continue to see the dominance of the services sector, with the services sector contributing 49.2% of the GDP estimate in the last quarter of 2024.
Under the industry sector, mining and quarrying subsector as well as oil and gas sector saw some contraction, which affected overall growth of Ghana's economy with negative 8.2% and negative 8.7% year-on-year respectively.
All recall that the mining and quarrying subsector until the last quarter of 2024 was doing very well from the perspective of the extractives. So in the first 3 quarters, we saw positive influences both from the mining and quarrying and the construction subsectors perspective. The second one, which is a guidance, is well taken on policy briefs. We've enhanced our engagement with the various sector ministries, and we are hoping that this will feed into the various policies that we should be seeing in the coming months.
Also, the cocoa subsector under the agricultural sector continued to trail for the 4th time in a row, with negative 21.4% contraction in the 4th quarter of 2024. Meanwhile, information and communication expanded the most within the services sector, with health and social work on the 4th quarter of the year. James Shen's report for Joy Business.
As part of activities marking this year's International Women's Day, young women from Takoradi Technical University who were beneficiaries of the CARPA scholarship have undergone a career mentorship training session. The session aims to inspire these women to break barriers in male-dominated fields and strive for excellence in their careers. More in this report.
Young women at the Takoradi Technical University, many of whom are pursuing careers in engineering and other male-dominated fields, were given first-hand mentorship by accomplished professionals. The event, organized as part of the International Women's Day celebration, sought to empower them to take action for a brighter future.
Accelerating action starts with personal determination. It starts with refusing to let setbacks define your future. It starts with women lifting each other up and creating support systems and mentoring the next generation.
One of the speakers, Professor Victor Micah Bonzi, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of TTU, emphasized the impact of women in leadership and their ability to excel in any field.
Here to encourage you that as a woman, wherever a man has been, a woman can also be. And normally women do better in those areas because you are meticulous. You are very tactful when taking care of stuff and doing them. Just a few women are clumsy, but most of the time, women are more better when it comes to working on stuff. And that I want to encourage you that as a student lady, don't ever be discouraged or be drawn back that I'm in a male-dominated area, so I can't do better.
The Communications Director of CARPA Ghana, Sandra Amakwe, also shared insight into how corporate institutions are providing opportunities for women to thrive.
As a company committed to community development, we recognize that while many young women possess the ambition and potential to excel in the energy sector, they often lack opportunities and support to do so. That is why, as a company, we are deliberate about it and we take steps to bridge this gap. But we understand that true empowerment goes beyond financial support. It requires mentorship, skills development, and career preparedness. As part of this commitment, we are launching a special training session following this speech, designed to equip these young women with essential skills that will prepare them for the job market.
Managing Director of Shimei Solutions, Lady Sam, has stressed the need to ensure gender balance across key sectors of the economy to enhance sustainable and equal opportunities for women empowerment. She made this remark in an interview with Joy Business on the sidelines of the Shimei Star Influential Awards held in Accra.
The Shimei Star Influential Awards and her 2025 conference were set to honor extraordinary individuals making a significant impact in their communities. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, the Managing Director of Shimei Solutions, Lady Sam, emphasized the importance of advancing gender equality as a key pillar in nation building.
I think we should be celebrated every day, but here's the case where we have the 8th of March, which is marked as International Women's Day, and it's a great opportunity for us to really, I would say highlight some conversations such as there is still an inequality when it comes to men and women, when it comes to leadership roles, when it comes to pay. The gap is still there. And my mantra is, so far as women have the same qualifications as men, they should be given the same opportunities. Now, I also have to be careful when I say that because sometimes it sounds like I'm being anti-men. No, not at all. At the end of the day, we need each other. But all I'm saying is that, it's a great opportunity for International Women's Day for us as women to fight our cause. For us to really highlight and bring attention to those necessary conversations. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a community leader, you have to demonstrate that whatever you do impacts women positively. These people have shown and demonstrated through their actions, through their works, that they are indeed people who have impacted women positively.
At the event, Mr. Ernest Barton was named Shimei CEO of the Year, while Mrs. Janet Ayele Parker of the Teshi Children's Home received the Shimei Woman of the Year award. Several other individuals were also recognized in various categories celebrating excellence and leadership across different sectors.
The McDan Foundation has provided vital support to over 2,000 widows, offering medical screenings, essential supplies and financial assistance in Jamestown in the Greater Accra region. According to the executive chairman of the McDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, the initiative underscores the foundation's commitment to uplifting vulnerable communities and ensuring widows live healthier and more dignified.
Foundation, the corporate social responsibility wing of the McDan Group of companies, has supported over 2,000 widows in Jamestown and its surrounding communities. Leading the initiative, the executive chairman of the McDan Group of companies, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, emphasized that the annual event is part of the foundation's commitment to giving back to the society and ensuring widows experience joy and good health.
This project did not start today. For the past 5 years, we've been doing this widows project, and also we have done it in the north. We are taking it to Kumasi, Takoradi, and all over. My heart always gets gladdened when I see the poor very, very excited. You know where I'm coming from, and you know where I stand in this country when it comes to giving back to Madagana and to the various communities. McDan had been doing CSR for the past 20 years. This is not new. You know the areas that we support. It's difficult. The life is difficult, the system is difficult, the economy is difficult. Widows are one forgotten people in this country. So if you ask me, I'm very excited to be here to celebrate the whole day with them.
Kweku Amprofi is the group CEO of the McDan Group.
This particular one is a special program we do annually for widows. Last year we did it in Labadi. This year we're doing it right here in Jamestown. This is very, very significant because, for instance, for this particular event, we're bringing together 2,000 widows. Ideally, the database that we have is about for 7,000 widows. But we're doing this program not just by ourselves, but also with partnership from other institutions, including Ridney. Ridney is a Ukrainian-based company that's in Ghana to help support some of the programs that we do. Obviously, it's an International Day for Women, but widows are a very core group of women who are highly vulnerable. So we want to make sure that we provide the necessary support that we can provide.
Deputy Director of Ridney Food Consortium from Ukraine, Sally Kovalchuk, expressed optimism about the partnership for the Widows Project.
Today we are here with the McDan Foundation supporting people in need with food. So you see, our food consortium is a big producer of food for humanitarian needs. So we supply food for people in need in Ukraine as well, so during the war. And now we also want to support people in Africa with our food made in Ukraine, but in the perspective to make food in Africa as well.
The beneficiaries, some of whom have been widows for more than 4 decades, received free medical screenings for dental and eye diseases, diabetes and other ailments by a team of medical officers from the 37 military hospital. In addition, they received essential food supplies including assorted drinks, rice, biscuits and cooking oil.
And that's it for Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Prime Sources next with Daniel Cranting.